like every year she's just making so much money in appearances, the television show, book deal. She just hasn't paid. And by the way, her team came out and said, Teresa has been aware of this tax bill for a while. She makes diligent quarterly payments. She's on it. She's not in the rears. Like the IRS is aware, you know what I mean? Because obviously, you know this. You can work out a tax payment plan with the IRS, especially if you have your own, business, which I'm sure she does.
Look,
What
I
are your
mean,
thoughts?
I always say gun to the head, meaning like, let's not overthink it. I'm going to put you in box A or box B. Are you a good girl or a bad girl? To me, Jen Shaw was always in the bad girl category. Joe Gorga, bad girl. I think there's things there that are not above board. Louis Aurelius, bad girl. I'm not analyzing the degree of badness. I'm just saying you're either A or you're B. I truly believe in my heart, without overthinking it, Teresa is not a scammer. I truly believe that. I truly believe if someone says you're going to get in trouble, what you're doing is not legal. Yes, she signed papers. Yes, she committed a felony. Yes, she went to jail. I am not Team Teresa. Please understand. I have had so many interactions with this woman where I'm like, you are a rude fucking bitch. But I don't believe that I believe she's not the sharpest tool in the shed. Sure, she signed that because she's old school Italian. Kim D is old school. Juicy Joe, I just had on my podcast, he's old school, the way he talks about women. Joe Gorga, they're old school. So, but I believe if Teresa understands something is not legal, and that she's not paying tax. So I believe that Teresa's working it out and paying. And I believe that she's not there's no dirty money, and she's not trying to like buy the daughters an extra pair of Gucci to like get money. And I don't believe that with Louis. I don't believe that with Joe Gorga. Margaret, no, I think Margaret doesn't want to pay people. And I think there's stuff going on there. That's just my opinion, people. My opinion. Well, Margaret's lost a lawsuit again, and so like, I believe
What was that lawsuit? What was that about?
I mean, which one? Well, she had to pay $165,000 to these people. I don't even, when I see her name, I don't even read, you guys. She also, what happened recently, she had her accountant, she didn't pay the accountant. A lot of these people just don't want to pay for their services that they engage people for, which again, I didn't even realize that was a thing in the world until Housewives. Like, I didn't realize you can hire like a home painter, a home contractor, a lawyer, accountant, and then just have the services and then just decide you don't want to pay the bills. The things these people go through, accountants and lawyers, I mean, man.
I know. It's the chaos. It's like I couldn't even do the chaos of it.
I told you when we started doing our ads, I have never, 5 years later, had a penny of ad revenue not paid. I've been paid to all, like, I do your ad, you got to pay me. And if you don't, it's not going to go well. So I don't understand, like, the opposite. I pay everything. Someone's like, you haven't paid in 3 months. I'm like, what? Because I mean, I'm busy. Like, I don't know if it's, what do you mean the cable bill is not on automatic fucking payment? When did this happen? What do you mean I owe $1,000 over? Like, when I hear that I owe money, I go fucking insane. I go screaming. I'm like, get this on fucking automatic payment. I can't go through this every month. And then I pay the balance immediately. That happens. But just to knowingly say, like, so Margaret settled the thing with her lawyer where she owed, her accountant. Apparently, I think she owed, I forgot how much she owed, but she paid $2,000, which I think is way less than she owed. She just didn't want to pay the services, I guess. I don't know.
Unbelievable.
Can you imagine that?
No, I can't. Okay, I'm so curious to see what your prediction is going to be. What do you think of the reunion so far with RHONJ?
Which now is over by the time everyone heard this. I feel, look, I mean,
do you think it was that explosive? Like, did you think it was like everything you hoped it would be and more? Like, what? I mean,
it's like I kind of knew what to expect. Look, I mean, Melissa is a viable opponent. Melissa isn't, look, I think she's somewhat afraid for her job. Like, she wants her job. I think that if we had to do this all over again, starting from a year and a half ago and not going to the wedding, I think Melissa and Joe would play this much differently, but that's
hindsight.
They
would have gone? Okay.
I think to save their job, if they like this again, I go back to this. I go back to like Luann and other housewives. I just don't know why you can't separate the job. Like, Kyle Richards is great at it. Like, why can't Candy Burris, to your point, Like, it's so much money. Just punch in and punch out. And it's so much harder when it is family. I get it. Do you know what I mean? But like,
Mhm.
I just don't know why. I really do. In my heart of heart, I think if Melissa and Joe can go back and just say, who the fuck cares? I mean, Melissa makes over $1 million in her salary, which is
Mhm.
another reason why I think she's going to be gone. It's a high salary. Listen, let me make it clear. The reason RHONY is exploded after season 13, it's like Luann, $1 million and 900, whatever. Sonia, 800.
Wow.
Ramona, $1 million. Like, we had huge salaries. That show cost so much. I think when you're having these problems, I don't think Melissa's salary lost her the job, but I think when you're having these problems and someone makes that salary and Margaret is way up there, probably like 700,000, it's time. So I do think Joe and Melissa, if they know what they know now and that it really might be over, and it may not be over, I might be wrong, but I don't know who wants to watch another season. I mean, I think it's so strange. We're going to have Melissa in her life and Teresa in her life, I guess, but isn't that stupid? Do you want to watch that? I mean, does anyone want to watch Melissa A storyline and Teresa's B storyline and they never really come together? I mean, do people want to watch that on one show called The Real Housewives of New Jersey? Maybe they do. I don't think I do.
I don't know. People are pretty invested in Melissa and Joe Gorga now. You know what I mean? I don't
They
know.
are.
They've been
Maybe.
with us a long time. We're very nostalgic for people. So, and they are, I mean, yes, Teresa is the most synonymous with the Jersey franchise, 100%. But I mean, right behind them are Melissa and Joe.
100%. They are number
So
two.
I do think, again, I think I just,
Maybe that's how they'll work it out. I mean, look, I think having two shows, eight to nine, what are we going to call it? The Real Housewives of New Jersey dash Melissa Gorga. At 9 o'clock, we're going to have the Real Housewives of New Jersey dash Teresa. I don't know. I mean, that'd be a great programming option for Bravo if it worked. We would have a
well,
blockbuster at 8 and a blockbuster at 9. You know how I have 2-part interviews? I mean, like, it would be a great programming move for them if it worked. Maybe you're right.
I feel like they've learned lessons from the past. I mean, they had really good ratings this past season. I mean, do they get rid of Margaret Josephs? I mean, she's kind of a Rinna. She's just shit starter. If they did this kind of separate hybrid show, I mean, don't we need Margaret to sort of be with Melissa?
Yes, if you
And,
do that, 100%.
Margaret's always working her way in with somebody else and causing drama. So then there's the crossover. I mean, I get what you're saying. And maybe it comes down to the salaries. The salaries are too high, but I just feel like they've learned not to rock the boat. And if it's working at all, I think they're going to keep the same people. I mean, again, I think Beverly Hills is going to go one of two ways, which now we know Beverly Hills will be back November 1st. So